Donald Trump is talking about expanding his tyrannical takeover of cities across this country by sending in National Guards, more federal ICE agents, and possibly even using regular military in Chicago and Baltimore and New York City. He tries to justify this with his genocidal racist talk about caravans of criminals and decaying cities that need to be cleaned up with brute force and violence. This always in places that are predominantly black and brown. One of the ways you know this is just a straight up lie is the fact that it is actually his red state Republican led cities that are having the major increases in crime. And in places like Chicago and DC, crimes have been at a historic low or decline. Meanwhile, Trump has pardoned his Confederate flag waving, noose hanging Nazis who stormed the Capitol January 6th to try to carry out a coup for him. It's his ICE agents who have systematically violated the law and due process of law, abducting people off the street for being brown and putting them in detention camps without trial or due process. Trump and his old fascist regime are dyed-in-the-wool, white supremacist, genocidal racists who see the problem as not being able to use more violence against the black and brown people they see as less than human. But this is not a time for fear and cowering or bending the knee. This is a time for courageous, self-sacrificing struggle for the greater good of defeating Trump's MAGA fascism. Imagine if people began to stand up to this, like what we began to see in LA, but even more powerful and on the offensive. So instead of just reading about Trump sending troops from all over the country to city after city, we were seeing decent people in city after city planning to flood D.C. November 5th. D.C., the White House, surrounding his seat of power, the Supreme Court that he uses to make a mockery of it, laws and due process of law. Imagine if people were putting something on the line to bring the machinery of this fascism to a halt. Imagine no more capitulation, surrendering to Trump. Imagine if this gave inspiration to people all over the country to take the same kind of stand in the name of humanity. This is something that can work and can be done and needs to urgently. Everything else is too small. We have seen good protest after good protest that cannot deal with the mounting danger of fascism. We need to go big and go to DC November 5th and begin the fall of this fascist regime. To those who thought that you could keep your head down and wait this out, get this in your heart and in your head. There is no living with these lunatic, tyrannical fascists. To those who told black people to keep their heads down and sit this struggle out to avoid martial law and having even more repression come down on black people, take a look. It has not slowed this down one bit. It has just helped pave the way for these rabid, racist lunatics who are trying to impose their white supremacist Reich on all of us. And to those few bootlickers out there who are giving support and cover to Trump, the red hat, MAGA-loving African-American ladies who Trump loves to prop up and brag about, you are a collaborator with this fascism. You are a traitor to the masses of oppressed. You are just helping give aid and support to those who want to unleash further hell on people who already catch the hardest hell under this system. Murdered by police, incarcerated for generations, set up on streets with no future except to fight and kill each other off. And anyone who actually gave a damn about those masses of people will be working to bring them together with others into the fight. Baba Vakian has said that people need to be among the front ranks in the fight to defeat Trump MAGA fascism. And he's talked about how that needs to be done together with turning out the students who are too much laying down for the capitulation of the universities. People in all institutions of society having to become non-compliant and refusing to accept this fascist America. It goes along with all kinds of people of all nationalities and all ages coming together and flooding DC November 5th and begin the fall of this fascist regime. And if you're in Chicago, join me and Leo Pargo at the RevCom Core Organizing Center on 71st and Jeffrey this Sunday. Why Trump is targeting Chicago, D.C., New York, and other places with his racist rants about crime, and why Baba Vakian is talking about why black people need to be among the front ranks to defeat Trump MAGA fascism. So come check us out.